In the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, where dreams are spun from stardust and fame dances on every corner, there lies a tale of promise shattered by senseless violence. This is the story of Armond Jones, a rising star whose light was snuffed out too soon by the chilling grip of the Crips. Picture a young man with eyes ablaze with ambition, his heart pulsing with the rhythm of the city. Armond Jones was that man, his journey marked by determination and talent, destined to leave an indelible mark on the silver screen. With each role he inhabited, he breathed life into characters, weaving his essence into the fabric of cinema itself. But amidst the glittering facade of Tinseltown, there lurked shadows darker than any blockbuster could portray. It was in one of these shadows that tragedy struck, tearing through the very fabric of Armond's promising future. The Crips, a notorious gang synonymous with violence and fear, snatched him from the world in a cruel twist of fate. Imagine the heartache of a mother losing her son, a community robbed of its brightest star, and an industry mourning the loss of a talent so rare. Armond's light may have been extinguished, but his legacy burns bright in the hearts of those who knew him and the fans who cherished his work. As we navigate the glimmering streets of Hollywood, let us not forget the human cost behind the headlines. Armond Jones was more than a victim. He was a symbol of hope, a beacon of inspiration to countless dreamers striving for their moment in the spotlight. In this tale of tragedy, let us find the courage to confront the darkness that threatens to overshadow our dreams. For in remembering Armond, we honor not only his memory, but also the countless souls lost to the senseless violence that plagues our streets. Let his story serve as a reminder that even in the face of darkness, love and light will always prevail. Armond Jones was a talented actor on the rise in Hollywood. With his captivating performances and charming personality, he was destined for greatness in the entertainment industry. However, his journey was abruptly halted by a tragic event that shook the entire community. On a fateful evening, Armond Jones fell victim to a senseless act of violence that claimed his life. The details surrounding his unalivement remain shrouded in mystery, leaving his loved ones and fans grappling with unanswered questions. Armond's promising career was characterized by a string of successful roles in both television and film. His talent had garnered him widespread acclaim and a growing fan base. Many saw him as a shining example of perseverance and determination in an industry known for its challenges. Despite his accomplishments, Armond remained humble and grounded, never losing sight of the values that shaped him. He was known for his kindness and generosity, often using his platform to advocate for important causes and uplift those in need. The news of Armond's untimely demise sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood and beyond. Colleagues, friends, and fans alike mourned the loss of a bright star extinguished far too soon. Tributes poured in from all corners of the industry, highlighting the impact Armond had made during his brief but impactful career. As authorities launched an investigation into his unaliving, speculation ran rampant, fueled by rumors and conjecture. Yet amidst the chaos, one thing remained clear. Armond's death was a senseless tragedy that robbed the world of a talented individual with boundless potential. Armond's unaliving shocked everyone. He was a famous movie director known for his thrilling stories and creative imagination. But what made his death even more disturbing was the strange coincidence between his latest movie and the tragic events of his own life. It was a suspenseful thriller about a unaliving that took place under mysterious circumstances. The storyline was gripping, filled with twists and turns that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. But little did anyone know that the plot of this movie would soon become a haunting reality. In a cruel twist of fate, Armond's own life began to resemble the storyline of his movie. Just like in the film, he was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The parallels between fiction and reality were chilling, leaving many people bewildered and unsettled. The eerie coincidence between Armond's movie and his death raised many questions. Was it just a random occurrence, or was there something more sinister at play? Some speculated that Armond's movie had somehow predicted his own fate, while others believed it was just a bizarre coincidence. The similarities between the movie and Armond's death were uncanny. In both cases, there were mysterious circumstances surrounding the unaliving, with no clear motive or suspects. The parallels were so striking that it sent shivers down the spines of those who knew Armond and had seen his film. The unsettling synchronicity between Armond's movie and his death left many people pondering the mysteries of fate and destiny. How could something like this happen? Was it all just a bizarre twist of fate, or was there something more sinister going on? As investigators delved deeper into Armond's unaliving, they couldn't help but wonder if there was a connection between the movie and his death. Did someone watch the film and decide to recreate its plot in real life? Or was it all just a strange coincidence that defied rational explanation? But death did come, with the blast of a gun, to one of the young actors cast as a student in the movie. Armond Jones, who plays Grant Rice, died in the lobby of a Denny's restaurant early on the morning of March 17th. Mr. Jones was an ambitious, bright-eyed 18-year-old whose dreams of a career in entertainment were starting to come true with his role in the movie. According to police officers in Anaheim, about 20 miles east of Long Beach, he had joined a number of youths who had left a local nightclub and were congregating at the restaurant. Mr. Jones was robbed of a necklace in the bathroom. He and a friend confronted the suspect in the parking lot, police said. A gun was drawn, and Mr. Jones was shot. He staggered back into the restaurant and died. The case received a flurry of local news media attention at the time, but not because Mr. Jones had recently finished filming Freedom Riders. It was of local interest because it was the third shooting death in a month at a Denny's in Southern California. Police officials said the 3 shootings were not related. 2 California men have been charged with murder in the shooting death of U.S. actor Armond Jones. Damon Hill, 24, and Jarrell Kelly, 20, have been charged with murder, attempted murder, and 3 accounts of second-degree robbery. Police said 2 of Jones's friends were robbed at gunpoint in the restroom of the Denny's. Jones then entered the restroom and was robbed of his jewelry. He chased the robbers into the parking lot, where he was shot in the chest. Another victim, Ronell Spencer, was shot in the head, but survived. The suspects are currently serving 3-year state prison terms for unrelated crimes. They face a maximum prison sentence of up to life if convicted. They also face sentencing enhancements because of gang involvement. Simons was the first of 6 reputed Long Beach gang members to stand trial in the case. He was convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances and faces a sentence of life in state prison without the possibility of parole from Orange County Superior Court. Judge. Meanwhile, the tears over Mr. Jones has eased but not stopped. Many of the actors in Freedom Riders, who were cast after a talent search at high schools in poor Los Angeles neighborhoods. The film's casting director, Marjorie Simkin, started crying while discussing Mr. Jones by phone on Wednesday, the day before the movie's premiere. There were 1,500 people at his funeral, Ms. Simkin said. When she and Richard LaGravenese, the writer and director of Freedom Riders, first watched the movie's promotional trailer a few months after Mr. Jones's death, they saw him in it, and both started sobbing. Ms. Simkin said that Mr. LaGravenese recalled a scene from the film in which Ms. Gruwell asks her students to step on a line she has drawn down the middle of the classroom if any of them knew someone who had died in gang violence. Richard looked at me and said, "Now I can step on the line," Ms. Simkin said. Mr. LaGravenese's movie is based on a 1999 book, The Freedom Writer's Diary, a collection of journal entries written by students in Ms. Gruwell's English classes. It was through sharing their diary entries with one another that they began overcoming the racial tensions that marked their lives. Some of that inspiration has affected the actors who play the original Freedom Riders. 2 years before getting the part of Marcus Jefferson, Jason Finn, now 20, was shot by a stranger because, Mr. Finn speculated, he was wearing basketball shorts with a gang color not welcome in the neighborhood he was in. By 2005, Mr. Finn was homeless, after his mother moved to Memphis and he had a dispute with his father. In high school, Mr. Finn said, he had never had a teacher like Ms. Gruwell, who helped her students focus on achieving high goals. The movie came along, and he found that focus. The whole time making this movie, he said by phone on the morning of the premiere, I'm telling myself, man, am I going to get into a fight, or come in with a black eye, or am I going to go to jail? Am I going to mess this up? Up until the movie, it was really hard for me to finish things. After his last scene was shot, he was so proud he rushed to a corner of the set and wept, he said. Mr. Jones's death was tough for Mr. Finn. I can't tell you how I came to peace with it, but I came to peace with it, he said. I felt the anger building up inside me, and I just told myself it was meant to be. Ms. Gruwell, 37, said the shooting death of Mr. Jones, who was from Long Beach, made the film's plot more real. It shows us that the story is not over, she said while preparing for the premiere. There's still gang violence, there's still murder, there's still intolerance. Sergio Montalvo, 17, who plays Alejandro Santiago, said he had not known Mr. Jones well, but that he had known roughly 15 to 20 people who had died in gang violence. Mr. Montalvo said he gave his entire first paycheck and part of every check thereafter during the filming of Freedom Riders to his family, which has been homeless in the past. His family continues to live in the crime-ridden South Central neighborhood in Los Angeles. Mr. Montalvo's wages as an actor on one film were not enough to change their lives completely. I really hope I get another film, a really big film, he said. I want to take my family out of the neighborhood. I don't want them to go through any more pain. The chilling coincidence between Armond's movie and his unaliving remained a haunting mystery. It was a reminder that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and that life can be just as unpredictable and unfathomable as the stories we tell on the big screen. And for those who knew Armond, it was a sobering reminder of just how fragile and precious life truly is. Armond's tragic unaliving, there's a cloud of uncertainty hanging over the identity of those responsible. People are talking, and fingers are pointing in various directions. But the truth remains elusive. One prevailing theory that has captured attention is the possible involvement of gang members in the crime. While their identities are still a mystery, there are hints suggesting a link to the infamous Crips gang, known for their violent activities in Long Beach and beyond. Armond's unaliving has left a community in shock and mourning. He was a beloved member of the neighborhood, known for his kindness and willingness to help others. His sudden and senseless death has left everyone wondering who could have committed such a heinous act. As the investigation into Armond's unaliving unfolds, one name keeps cropping up: the Crips. This notorious gang has long been associated with violence and criminal activity, particularly in areas like Long Beach. While there's no concrete evidence linking them to the crime, there are whispers and rumors circulating in the community. The Crips have a reputation for being ruthless and unforgiving. They're known to operate in the shadows, striking fear into the hearts of those who oppose them. Their presence in Long Beach is undeniable, with many residents living in fear of crossing paths with them. Despite their notoriety, the Crips are a secretive organization. Their exact structure and hierarchy are shrouded in mystery, making it difficult for law enforcement to track their movements. This clandestine nature only adds to the speculation surrounding Armond's unaliving. The truth may be elusive, but one thing is clear. Armond's unaliving has exposed the underbelly of violence that plagues communities like Long Beach. Whether the perpetrators are connected to the Crips or not, the need for justice remains paramount. As the investigation continues, residents hold their breath, hoping for answers that will bring closure to Armond's grieving loved ones. Until then, the shadowy figures behind his unaliving remain at large, their identities hidden in the darkness, waiting to be brought into the light of justice. While the circumstances of Armond Jones' death may never be fully understood, his legacy continues to live on in the hearts and minds of those who knew and admired him. His talent, kindness, and spirit serve as a reminder of the enduring power of his presence, even in his absence. Though he may be gone, his memory will forever remain etched in the annals of Hollywood history. In the wake of Armond Jones's tragic murder, we are left with a profound sense of loss and disbelief. His untimely demise, mirroring elements of a movie plot, serves as a haunting reminder of life's unpredictability. As we bid farewell to a cherished member of our community, we are reminded to cherish each moment and hold dear those we love. Armond's memory will endure as a beacon of kindness and joy, guiding us through the darkness of grief. May his spirit live on in the hearts of those who knew him, and may we strive to honor his legacy by fostering compassion and unity.